Ah, there you are. Welcome, my dear guest. You've arrived right on time. It isn't often we have visitors here, not ones like you, at least. Please come inside. No need to linger in the doorway. There's nothing out there but wind and fog. And besides, this castle has waited long enough to meet you. Take a moment, breathe it in. The air is different, isn't it? Cool, still, like the hush of an old cathedral, where even time forgets to move forward. These halls are ancient, yes, but well kept. They have their own memory, each stone, each carving, every thread of tapestry, a witness. And tonight, you will become part of that memory too. No, don't be shy. This isn't a guide tour, not in the traditional sense. Think of it more as an experience, an invitation, a curated passage through beauty and meaning and perhaps something more. May I? Let me show you around. Follow me. Each chamber has its own voice, its own flavor, though not all of them speak right away. This first room, you'll notice the high ceilings, the elaborate moldings. Every curve hand-carved, every inch intentional. The fireplace hasn't burned in years, and yet, do you feel it? That warmth? Strange, isn't it? As though the room remembers comfort. These portraits, yes, they are stunning, I agree. Their eyes seem to follow, don't they? But they're not watching in judgment. No, more like curiosity. After all, you're not just any visitor. You're the one who stepped through the threshold. This woman here, look at the slight smirk in her expression, as if she knew a secret no one else was clever enough to notice. They say she once had a lover who vanished without a trace. How tragic. Or perhaps how clever. One can never be sure in stories like these. But let's not linger on shadows just yet. Let me show you the music room next. Yeah, through here. We keep everything tuned just in case someone like you wanders in and finds they have something to say through sound. There's something so intimate about the way we express ourselves, isn't there? Through song, through paint, through the little things we collect. Sometimes all we really want is to be seen. Do you feel how the air changes? Room to room? It's subtle. Like the shift in tone when a conversation turns inward. Tell me, what do you want? Oh, don't worry, I'm not asking about your job or your grand ambitions. Not the kind of thing you put on a resume. No, I mean something far more intimate. Peace, perhaps? Or the certainty that someone sees you, understands you entirely. Most people never ask themselves that. They race through their days, chasing something they couldn't name, even if it landed in their lap. But you're different, aren't you? You think about things. Maybe it's someone who cooks just the way you like, without needing to be told. The way a certain dish makes you feel at home. A place where you don't have to perform. Where the air is still and your heart doesn't clench at every knock on the door. The soft lilt of your favorite song. The warmth of being held. Not because someone has to, but because they want to. Maybe it's coziness. A soft armchair by the window, your favorite tea steeping gently. Or you prefer coffee? Or glühwein? A shelf with the books you love, worn at the edges from rereading. The tools for your hobbies, everything in its place. Your music, your notebooks, your sketches, your little comforts. The ordinary magic of having everything you adore close at hand. And then there are the deeper things, the kind you never say out loud, even to yourself. Love, support, the feeling of being truly understood, not just tolerated. A sense that someone is there, even when you say nothing at all. There is a saying, you've heard it before, I'm sure. Be careful what you wish for. But people always misunderstand that, don't they? They think it's a warning about power, about magic and curses. But no, it's not that dramatic. It's just you make a wish and the world answers. Only doesn't always answer the way you imagined. Right, I thought of this example too. When people say they want love, they don't always realize what they mean. They say, I want to be married, I want to be with the one I dream of. And so they get their wish. They marry the person they've built up in their head. They get the house, the ring, the pictures on the mantle. But then one day, they wake up and it feels like a trap. Like they never really saw the other person. Like they were too busy reaching for the story, the image, to ask what it costs to keep it alive. But not you. You understand nuance. You recognize the shape of your own longings. You're quite insightful, sophisticated even. I saw it the moment you stepped through my gate. Not many guests impress me the way you have. And now we've come to something special. Every good castle has a final door, an interactive moment, a little tradition. Come, I'll show you. Here we are, the final door. Every exhibition has a little ritual, something to make it memorable. Sometimes it's a wishing well, a plaque to touch, a coin to toss into a fountain. But here we prefer something a little more personal. Isn't it beautiful? Hand-carved oak, centuries old. Look at the detail in the pattern. See how the vines twist, how they nearly touch in the center, but never quite do. It's like a heartbeat suspended, so close to meaning, so close to truth. You're wondering what's behind it, aren't you? Let me ask you something first. You don't need to say it aloud. Just think to yourself. This is for you. No need to rush. What do you wish for? I'll share my guesses if you don't mind. but don't give me a hint. Let's play this game. Is it the kind of silence that wraps around you like a blanket and makes the world vanish? Do you wish for understanding, a laughter that doesn't feel forced, for someone who listens without waiting for their turn to speak? Or maybe it's simpler. Your favorite scent in the mornings, a kitchen where you know where everything is, the sound of someone humming nearby while you focus on your work. Or perhaps it's something darker, control, devotion, a place where you'll never be left because leaving isn't allowed. Whatever it is, you may open the door. And don't worry about the darkness. There's just a curtain inside, like all the other chambers. Step forward, darling. Go ahead. There. That's better. Do you like it? I thought you would. It's not like the other rooms, is it? Not so antique. Not so cold. No dust here. No dim chandeliers or forgotten heirlooms. This chamber is alive. Modern, yes, but with elegance. A touch of timeless charm. Soft lighting, wide windows, curtains in your favorite color. And over there, your favorite books, your music, the scent you once said make you feel safe. Oh yeah, I was listening. I always do. You'll find everything you need here. Not just shelter or rest. That would be too easy. I'm speaking of the quiet things, the tiny joys. Your favorite beverage is in that cabinet. There's a drawer with neatly folded blankets. The armchair by the fire. And look, your hobbies, your instruments, your half-forgotten passions, all laid out, waiting. Everything, my darling, has been chosen with you in mind. Because this isn't a prison, it's a wish fulfilled. Your wish. Remember what we talked about? How people always say, be careful what you wish for. You laughed, said it was nonsense when it comes to small things, like peace, love, coziness, support. But you mentioned something else. Obsession. Getting exactly what you thought you wanted, only to realize you weren't ready for the consequences. You're quiet. That's all right. It's a lot to take in, I know. It always is, the moment a dream finally arrives. Some people cry. Some just stare, blinking slowly, like they're afraid to speak aloud and ruin it. And some, well, some try to run. But not you, right? You're trying to understand, aren't you? You're wondering if this is some kind of game, or a dream, or maybe something worse. You're wondering what this place really is, what I really am. But the answer is simple. This place is yours, and I'm the one who gave it to you. You see, darling, when I asked what you wished for, you didn't say, I'm happy as I am. You didn't say, "I want to go home." No, you spoke of warmth and safety and meaning, of a place to rest, a person who stay with. You spoke with longing. And well, I simply listened. Now, I know what you're thinking. You'd like to go back. You're wondering if the exit is just behind the door. But that's not how wishes work. You didn't wish to visit. You wished to have, to belong. Now you do. This chamber is your haven. I've crafted it with devotion, down to the stitching in your cushions. And me? I am the love you asked for. The heart that listens, the hands that protect, the person that will never walk away. You can call it a dream, you can call it fate, but I know what this truly is. This is permanence. You see, you could have walked away, back when we were strolling through the great halls, back when the tour was still an act, but you stayed, you questioned, you made a wish, you opened the final door, and now you're home. This is where you stay. Do you like it? The furniture, modern, yes, but chosen carefully. Touches of velvet, hints of wood grain, a color palette tuned to comfort the nerves, not so garish and loud like the world beyond those trees. You wanted peace, you wanted to feel held, even in silence, so I gave you softness, stillness, and I gave you me. I will be your shelter. I will be the voice that answers when the world forgets your name. When your hands tremble, I'll steady them. When your thoughts spiral, I'll be the one who whispers them quiet again. Love, support, protection. You said you wanted those things, remember? You even laughed, saying they weren't grand wishes, not curses in disguise. But isn't that the trick? No one ever expects the simple desires to be the ones that bind. You said obsession turns dreams to ash. You told me of marriages turned rotten, of love soured by selfishness. But this isn't like that. I'm not some fevered stranger grasping what was never meant to be mine. No, you wished for this, for me. And I was made by your need. There is no exit, and I don't say that to frighten you. I say it to comfort you, because the burden of choice, it's heavy, isn't it? Out there, you were always running from failure, from disappointment, from the ache of never quite being enough. But here, you are enough, and you are mine. You might wish, in a moment of panic, to leave, but it's just fear, echoing in a hollow place. And you already told me what you truly desire. So now, you'll stay. And if one day the old panic creeps in again, if your feet itch to run, your voice starts to cry for help, I'll remind you, gently and warmly, because love, true love, doesn't go away, and it doesn't let go. Thank you for listening. Let me kiss you. Mwah, if I may.